By the way, comment down below if you think that I look different and what you think I did. I'm not gonna tell you. I've had it with him today.
Oh, hey. I didn't see you there.
Good loser. Ooh, welcome back to another episode with Los First Gen. Welcome back, you guys. This is another motherfucking episode. This is episode number 15.
What up?
Fuck are you doing, weirdo?
I was trying to figure out life. Episode number 15?
Yes, sir. We are actually pre-recording this one because we have an episode that's coming out this Sunday that we recorded last week. So this is being pre-recorded. This is our first time. Yeah. We have drinks of the day. So I'll start with mine. I honestly don't think I'm gonna like mine because I smelt it and it smells like turmeric. So this is supposed to be like a little like the drinks are called kin, so it's kind of trying to replace alcohol in a way.
Like a mocktail.
Yeah, tipo mocktail, but not this one. I don't think. I think this one's like more like because it has a little bit of caffeine, but natural caffeine. I think they get caffeine from like the plantas or some shit. But it smells like turmeric, like ass. Oh, it's not bad.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I get the aftertaste of the turmeric, but it's fine.
Let me try mine. Mine is a hard kombucha. Like a beer, but a kombucha.
Yeah. So we spent way too much on these.
Bro, these things
drinks.
are expensive.
Okay, so I was on this kick where I wanted to get these specific drinks from. Well, I thought they had them at Whole Foods, but I didn't do research. And they're called Hayo, which I got them. But we went to Whole Foods and they didn't have them. So then we went to Sprouts because Babe did what I should have done and he researched it. And he was like, they should have them at Sprouts. We went to Sprouts and they would have had them there, but I think TikTok made them sell out because everybody was like hyping them up. So then I had to order them online. So I just got whatever non-alcoholic little things that they had. And we spent way too fucking much. And then I ordered the Hayos online. So I do have them. I'm going to drink this one. And then I'm probably going to have a Hayo. A Hayo?
Yeah, it was more like a once in a lifetime thing, you know.
No, it's not.
I'm never going to buy these hard kombuchas again.
Oh, yeah, the kombuchas, yeah.
This one's not bad.
What flavor is that one?
Hibiscus.
Oh, really? I didn't think you were going to like that one.
No, I didn't think so either. But it's very subtle. Like the hibiscus drinks that from LaCroix, the sparkling waters. That one's gross.
That one's not good.
No, not good. But this one, the hibiscus the hibiscus taste is pretty subtle and it has like a good flavor.
The hibiscus LaCroix tastes como really fake, no?
Yeah.
What happened in the current events are that we closed on our land, so it is officially ours.
That's
we
true.
have land as of
That's
today.
High five. We're landowners and officially
we have 2 acres of land. It's not crazy, but 2 acres is a lot compared to what we have right now.
It's what we have is like a little
it's like
speck.
0.2 or something of an acre. This
I think it's 0.1.
Shit. Damn. That's wild. Okay, so we got our land, so we're super excited. Even though Babe was not excited that day. So I was like getting ready because I was like, bro, we're about to go close on our land. And I don't know what you told me. You're like, why are you so excited or some shit like that?
No, but you were like getting ready pretty early on. And I was like, Babe's excited for this closing. And I guess I just thought it was just another project. But no, this is supposed to be our next home. So
yeah,
it finally kicked in for me. And I was like, that makes sense.
I don't know that we've have we talked about it on here? So what we really want to do is we want this to be our next house. So we're going to treat it as if it's our next house. We're going to build it based on what we want. But we are going to list it as well. Really for like a stupid price, right? Like something that maybe people wouldn't want to pay for it. And if it does end up selling for that price, then we would sell it.
Doubt it.
But we really hope that it'll be ours because we're ready to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the point is that we just want it to be ours.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
That is exciting. Yeah, it's like the calm before the storm, and then building begins, which basically we have to get through the HOA first. They are the primary obstacle.
They're the ones like priority. We have to get shit to them because we can't start the project without them approving the project. But Babe already has everything ready to go to send off to them, so that's good. Now after that we just wait for them to say yes, go ahead, and then Babe can get shit rolling.
Mm-hmm,
So that's that. And we canceled our trip to Puerto Rico. I think we talked about it on our last podcast. That's why I'm mentioning it. So we canceled our trip because we got some news about Baloo. And so I'm going to start with like everything because it was like very dramatic for me. Very dramatic, very traumatizing for me at the beginning. So what had happened was, everybody knows here, my dog, he got his ear chopped off. If this is the first time you hear about this, he got his ear chopped off because he had a mast cell tumor on his ear. So they're like, best option is just to cut it all off. And we're like, okay, let's do that. There's a high chance that was going to be enough and that's all he was going to need. So we were like hopeful that that's what it was going to be. Like we're pretty like confident that all he was going to need was that. But I got a call to let me know that his tumor is aggressive. So there's 3 stages to this specific tumor, and he's number 2, but on the aggressive, because there's 2 on the low side and then there's 2 on the aggressive side. So he's on the aggressive scale. And so I don't know if, obviously I don't want to compare it to a human because it's different, right? But I'm sure like whenever somebody's telling you the news, this is the first time I hear this. In my mind, I'm just kind of like freaking the fuck out, and I'm trying to just concentrate on what the doctor's saying. And she was just telling me like all this mumbo jumbo, like medical terms and all this shit. And actually she didn't even ask me like, do you have any questions or anything? So I would have been like, yeah, or something. But I was kind of shocked, and I should have like advocated and asked questions, but I didn't, because I was like, bruh, he has an aggressive cancer and he needs chemo, is what she said. He's gonna need chemo. And then she told me that he's gonna need 8 sessions of chemo, and then she explained what that was. And I was just like, okay. But she did say, because we have an appointment to remove his stitches next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. And she said on Wednesday, we'll get together and we'll talk about it further. But me as a person, I'm like, bro, I'm not going to fucking be able to wait till Wednesday to get like more answers, more than just the chemo stuff. And she also said, I'm going to send you some documents. And I was like, okay. So we got the documents, and it was two letters. I don't think I even, did I show them to you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I got 2. One of them was from the pathologist, where they sent the laboratory where they sent his little tumor to. And then the other one was like a letter from them. So the one from the pathologist is the one that I was focused on, because that one had like all the results and shit. And on this report, it said that his tumor is aggressive. And so on the paperwork, it said that his tumor was aggressive. And it literally said like for his tumor, they like range it from 2 to 4 months, right, of life expectancy. Do you hear that shit? Like life expectancy. And I read that shit. Prior to that, I was already doing my own research, because homegirl took forever to send me the documents. So I was already doing research, but I was like, I'm just gonna wait until I get that. And then as soon as I got that, well, even before then, I was freaking out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like freaking out. I was like crying and shit, and I was like, what the fuck? And once I got that, then it like kind of like even made it more, because now I was getting this pathology report that I'm getting from them specifically for his little bump. And so I was like, what the fuck? And I was super down. And obviously he was down too, because then I told them. And then at first he was like, stop Googling shit. But I was like, bruh, this is literally the paperwork that I got. Like, I'm not even making shit up. Like, I'm not WebMD shit. This is from the paperwork. And you were saying, we'll just wait to talk to them. Like, chill the fuck out. Not with those words, but he was trying to be very like calm and collected. And I was like crying and like crazy. I was just thinking the way worse, which was what the paperwork said. And so I decided to email the doctor the following morning. And because obviously I woke up like super sad still. I was like, oh my God. And so then I emailed her. Literally the first thing I did was go to the restroom. And in the restroom, I was just typed out an email saying, hey, I have questions. Like, we want to move forward with the chemo, but I mean, the paperwork says that he has 2 to 4 months to live. So how intense is the chemo? Is the chemo worth it? Like, is it gonna make him live like a lot longer? Like, I have so many questions. And she responded, she was like, I am so, like, literally the first thing when I got the email, I saw the first sentence and she said, I'm so sorry for the confusion. And as soon as I saw that, I immediately felt better. Because she said, I'm so sorry for the confusion that the pathology report may have caused you. And I was like, okay. And then she went in and she said that 2 to 4 months would have been if his mast cell tumor would have been just left alone. Like, you wouldn't have done surgery and you would have just been like, I can't afford surgery, or you didn't care to, you can't afford surgery, or you don't care to help the dog, right? Like, that would have been his life expectancy. But since we got it removed, then she said that then changes and it opens up his life. What is it? His life expectancy. So the median average is that like he'll live 2 years to like 6 years. So I mean, it's like ranges by a crazy amount instead of fucking 2 to 4 months, which 2 years is a long time for them, at least. In dog years, I think that's like 14 years or something. So yeah, I felt a lot better. I wish he didn't have to go through chemo. Like, it makes me really sad, but that is why we canceled our trip to Puerto Rico, because we could have gone, but we wouldn't feel comfortable leaving him with like my sister after him getting a chemo treatment. Like, oh yeah, just deal with him. We canceled our trip because
because he's gonna be getting his chemo.
Yeah.
But you don't know if it's like a.
Yeah, I don't know.
Needle.
I think it is needle.
Like a drip.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We believe it is, but I mean, I believe it is, but we're gonna get more details when we go to the appointment. And there's a specific one that they recommend because that one produces more favorable results. But also, just to mention, you know how chemo is so intense on humans. Well, it's not like that for dogs, because it's not, I don't know, like it's different, because with humans it's supposed to like cure you, or also give you more life expectancy. With the dogs, I don't think it's supposed to cure them. Like, they don't have a cure. They just elongate their life. So it's not as intense on them. So usually most dogs, I think they said like 80% of the dogs come out of the chemo como si nada, basically. Maybe they'll need like a rest day, but then they'll be back to normal. But
I don't think chemo's a cure for humans either.
Well, I feel that they do the either a resection of the tumor. They'll resect it if they can, if it's like a physical tumor, and then they'll follow it up with chemo, and then they'll be like in remission. No? Isn't that like you're done?
I think so.
But not with dogs. Not with this specific tumor. With him, they can't get rid of it.
It's more like slowing it down.
Yeah.
There's no remission, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't believe so. Not for the mast cell tumors. But they can live a long time with this type of cancer. It's just we don't know. We don't know. We're just gonna try our best to have him live longer and happy. If we knew that he was gonna be suffering for the rest of his life,
I'd put him out. I'd take him to the backyard.
Shut
put him down.
up. Don't say things like that.
You think he's still going through something?
Yes, he has to get chemo.
I think he's Gucci.
If he was Gucci, we wouldn't be in this situation, babe.
I think we're doing everything that we can do, and that he's Gucci, given the circumstances. What kind of being allows dogs to have such diseases or sicknesses? How dare you?
Yeah, I feel that dogs are the most pure thing, one of the most pure things on earth. Like, they literally are here and they love you no matter what. There's even people that like abuse their fucking dogs and the dogs still fucking love them, which is so sad. But like, they're so pure. For him to be having to go through this is really fucking sad. Obviously it could have been way worse, which was where my mindset was, but I don't wish this on anyone, and I hope nobody that sees this ever has to go through it with a human or with their pets, because it's really sad. For humans, I'm sure it's more expensive, but it's still pretty expensive for the dog, for the doggo.
Yeah, I think having pets sucks, because then they leave you.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking sad.
How dark.
We outlived them. I know. I literally, whenever I found out about Baloo and everything that was going on, I looked up what pet lives the longest, and you know that parrots live like fucking 50 years, bro.
Parrots?
Yeah, but isn't it sad? What if you outlive them and then now they've known you their whole life? That's also sad. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad either way, because you leave, say you got the parrot since it was like a tiny thing, and then it's only known you, say you get to be with him for 40 years.
Damn.
And then you leave him and all he's known is you. That's sad too. I think
how do you even keep a parrot just in the cage the entire of its life?
I don't know. I feel like there's some people that, I mean, let them roam the house and shit. But I feel like you have to train them well and stuff.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of people that keep like birds. I think certain birds live long and shit. It's just like fucking turtles. They live forever. People get turtles for that reason. Like the bigger turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100 fucking years.
Turtles would be cool because like you can let them loose and shit. But like a bird in captivity, that's sad
too.
To me, it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe if you built them a whole fucking enclosure outside.
Yeah, I mean,
but even then,
I was looking that up, but as soon as I saw parrot, I'm like, yeah, I thought about that too, because I've seen birds be kept in that, and I don't think it doesn't look fun. I'd go crazy.
But it reminds me of that movie Polly, the really old movie.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was with the fucking parrot, and he talks.
¿Y qué dice?
I see, like, he was Mexican.
He was Mexican?
Yeah. And he would steal money. Yeah. And then he got separated from his child owner and then found her later. And it didn't even click to me at the time, but when she was a child, they got separated and then he found her again and she was old as fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that, but yeah. Yeah.
So obviously having a parrot in captivity is sad, but if you really want a pet that lives forever, parrot.
Fucking parrot. What was number 2?
Well, for number 1, I think was a tortoise, and then it was a parrot.
Okay.
And then I don't remember the rest of them.
Okay.
Oh, a horse lives pretty long too. I think like 20 years or some shit.
Dude, horses be expensive.
Yeah.
The rascals.
Baloo?
No,
sir. You hear him? He is back to normal, barking at everyone, jumping at everyone.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do today? Didn't he try to like jump at a cat or some shit? It's pretty much back to normal. But we drank. So if you've been watching us, you know that I am not drinking. So I went on this bender and I found a non-alcoholic wine and we drank it the other day, like a few days ago. The whole bottle was like 60 calories, but I don't recommend it. You know why? Because our stomachs were fucking like this crazy and it made me shit, which maybe if you need a detox, I recommend it. But then even after, for him, it just made him go to the restroom. And then for me, it made me go to the restroom, but then my stomach just hurt. Like, I fell asleep. Ya cuando me dormí, well, obviously I was out, but it took me a while to go to sleep because it hurt really fucking bad, and it hurt like all the way up. It's the Shirley brand. Was it Shirley?
I don't remember.
I think it's Shirley or Shirty. So I don't even remember if it was from Sprouts or it was from Sprouts.
More like shit tea.
Yeah. I wonder if it had a lot of fiber.
It had all the fiber.
Could have just been like a fucking laxative or some shit.
Emptied me out. Yeah. Yeah, otherwise, pretty boring. Just work. Ugh.
We will move on to the quote of the week, which is going to be a little behind for this one. But today's quote, March 29th, is just don't give up on trying to do what you really want to do. Where there is love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong. Ella Fitzgerald, jazz singer.
Where there is love and something
and inspiration, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Love and inspiration, you can't go wrong.
So basically she's saying to do what you love to do and don't stop until you are, kind of thing. But I think she's a jazz singer, so obviously she's doing something she loves. So it's easy for her to say, right? But I think we've said it before. If there's a hobby or something that you can do that isn't, because a lot of us work in jobs that are not maybe like dream or, oh my God, I love going to work and waking up and being on the computer all day, you know? But you can do other things outside of that make your life worth living. Like, you know what I mean? Like things that you love to do outside of work.
Yeah.
Say like you like to draw, like you're a really talented artist or something, but you can't, like you haven't made it, or people are not paying attention to your work, or you just don't, like you have a normal job, then do that on your off time.
Yeah. Like just keep drawing.
Keep posting shit, keep trying to reach out to people.
Like for fun.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it.
But if they want more, then they have to like keep like trying to make it, you know, break into the art world, network and shit with other artists. So I think that part wouldn't be like work for them, because that would be a hobby, them trying to like, you know, hang out with people who do art and trying to get in there and shit.
Sounds legit. So let's talk about what's going on in Florida with squatters.
Like squatting, taking a shit?
Like squatters taking a shit in a house that don't belong to them. Yeah, so squatters, we know what squatters are. It's basically...
yeah, I was going to tell them if people don't know, what is a squatter?
Yeah, a squatter is basically staying in a house in which you are no longer allowed to stay at.
Or you were never allowed to stay at.
Or you were never allowed to stay. Yep. So, por ejemplo, you're renting a house, or somebody is a renter, and say they just decided they don't feel like paying anymore, so they just stay, and then the landlord has to go through an eviction process, and it's a lengthy process. Could be from like 1 to 4 months or maybe longer.
Mm-hmm.
But in that time frame that you're not paying, you're squatting. You're a squatter. Well, people are breaking into houses, breaking in and then changing the locks, and then they're like, yeah, we're staying here now. So now they get squatters' rights. Terrible law. Like, that's crazy.
Is that
especially
a federal law?
I think it's more state level. So each state dictates squatters' rights.
So where are they okay with that? Everywhere?
Everywhere has squatters' rights laws.
Mm-hmm.
But they all differ.
Okay. I think ours is probably good, no, in Texas, because Abbott.
No, I mean, you still have to go through an eviction process. So say we bought a rental, our very first rental, because we're bound to get one.
Mm-hmm.
That we really want one.
We need one, yeah.
And it's our very first one. We just got it ready, and it's on the market as for rent. Say someone breaks in, they change the locks, and then we go and check it out, and they're like, oh, we stay here now. This is our house. And we call the cops. The cops get there, and they're like, oh, we can't do anything. Squatters' rights. You have to evict them. Like, are you fucking kidding me? They're criminals. They broke in. It's not even somebody who had an existing lease. Like, they just broke in, and they're like, yeah, this is my house now. What the fuck is this? Like, medieval times?
Yeah, I think it should differ. Like, for example, people who are breaking in and they never had a lease, kick them the fuck out, right? If someone had a lease, there's been situations, right, where people have a lease and they have like a slumlord that isn't doing things that the house needs.
Also, yeah.
And they're like, well, we're not going to pay you unless you come and fix this thing. There's been situations like that, right? Usually it doesn't happen that way. But I would understand that. But if someone's just breaking in or just overstaying their lease just because they think that they can, I don't think that's correct or right. And I don't understand the whole squatters should have rights.
Yeah.
In the first place. So, which brings me to this thing, because Joe Rogan, I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan. So people might not like that I listen to Joe Rogan because he has I don't know, I feel like he's pretty knowledgeable on a lot of shit. So that's why I've been listening to him. So he's been opening my mind to things. And he actually was talking about how a lot of people who are crossing the border are literally like being flown out to New York. Like they're being flown out to New York. Somehow they're getting their flights paid for and everything by like the government, and they fly them to New York. So New York is becoming like super, like it was already overpopulated, well, even more. Mm-hmm. And that's where they're doing a lot of the squatting. Mm-hmm. So these are people who are coming in from crossing the border illegally. So I know that I mentioned in a previous video that I was like, let them do whatever they want if they want to cross the border or whatever. But and that's also because I was like, nobody's being affected. Like nobody's saying that they're being affected, but now we are being affected, and I see it and I understand not everyone should be allowed in the country, and you don't know that everyone wants to come here to have a better life and to work. A lot of people, apparently the government is giving them help if they come over. So they're giving them, I think it was like $300 per week or something. Like they're getting some help, and then, but then you max out, and then people are then going back to Mexico, crossing again, and then asking for money again, and they're just doing it, like recycling it. And apparently there's like people from people that looked Asian that were crossing, so they think that it's like China trying to like come in here illegally as well. I don't know.
It's just like a good entry point.
Yeah, like if you really want to get into the US and do some shit, that's literally the place to go right now, because apparently it's a free for all.
Or like if you really want to immigrate to the US, Mexico's the way. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess my stance is changing on shit, and I will not be voting for Biden. Mm-hmm. But I also don't know who I'm voting for, so right now
literally anyone else.
Oh, so we can talk about that.
Oh, but real quick.
Oh, okay. The squatter.
Close out the squatters. Florida. They are standing with law-abiding homeowners or landlords. I don't know if they proposed the law or it's becoming law, but basically they can request law enforcement to quickly remove a squatter if the individual has unlawfully entered and remains on the property. So you can't just break in and call it yours anymore, as you shouldn't, because that's dumb.
Yeah.
Right? You're breaking the law, and their cops would be like, oh, it's fine. It's crazy. Well, now they can't.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of the cops are probably like, no, that's not fine, but we can't do anything because legally can't.
Yeah. Because I'm sure then they'd be open for a lawsuit or something.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. The individual has been directed to leave the property, but has not done so. I guess if you told the individual to leave, like maybe under a court order or something, maybe they can, but that always has been enforced. The individual is not a current or former tenant in a legal dispute. So yeah, basically
that's good that they have that in place.
Squatters, yeah.
They were a previous owner, a previous renter, sorry.
Yeah, because some of these people are professional squatters. Like that's all they do.
That's crazy.
Like I'll just go to the next one.
And it's easy now to see, like, if they have a phone, there's a lot of, like, people who are homeless that still have a phone. They're still connected. They'll find a place to charge their phone. And all you need is to look up Zillow or look up Redfin or something and look for homes that are for rent. Mm-hmm. And it's easy access if they know what they're doing or whatever the fuck. So Be careful if you have rentals. Set up cameras, set up, I don't even know what, alarm. What would you do to prevent? An alarm, no? And a camera, that's it? That's all you can do if you're not living there?
It's just deterrence. You just gotta fucking make sure you get there promptly and
but
get them out.
With an alarm, it would be helpful because it'll literally, like, they won't stop going until they undo it, no?
Yeah, I mean, they'll be able to undo it eventually. Probably just rip out a bunch of wires.
That's crazy that they have rights.
There's probably some YouTube video out there. How to live rent-free, mortgage-free for the rest of your life with this one secret tip.
And
then
just jump
squatters.
around.
Yeah.
That's about squatting. And some of these squatters, and if the rental property or of abandoned house or whatever, si no jala el baño, they're just shitting everywhere and pissing everywhere. But that's more like a crack house, no? Like some abandoned house that people break into. But it's just the same kind of gist, no?
Like
a bunch of
trap
squatters.
House?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call this house a crack house. It's
I
not
know.
really a crack house, but there's a lot of cracks in it. So that's why I call it that. So I wanted to talk, I don't know if it's middle school trauma or elementary trauma for you.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Trauma? No clue.
Okay, well, I'll talk about mine briefly. Mine's not super crazy. Well, I had 2 different instances, but the first one, the more intense one was that when I was in middle school, I went to a charter school. And when I went to this charter school, we were like the very first class. We're the guinea pigs of this school. I don't want to mention it, like the actual school, but if you know, you know. So they were like practicing on us, basically, like trying different things, like to see what works for disciplining the kids or whatever the fuck. Anywho, they're really too involved in our life. Like, I feel like, yeah, teachers should be involved, pero no tanto. Like, you're not my parent. Anywho, I had a party I believe it was in the 6th grade. And I had a party. It was a Halloween party because my birthday's in October. And it was at my parents' house because I lived with my parents and I was in 6th grade. And I invited basically the whole school, like my whole grade, to the party. And everyone went over. Most people were there. We're like hanging out, doing kid shit. And there was alcohol there, but the alcohol was for the adults. And
wait, there was alcohol at your birthday party?
Yeah, because I come from a
Mexican kid's birthday party.
Yeah, because
Shocker.
There was adults there, and adults drink at parties, even not just Mexicans. I feel like white people, any race, like if your kid is having a birthday and you invited kids over, but you have adults, they're gonna have fucking beer or drinks. So there was drinks there. Then I went back to, like, I don't know, it was just a chill night. We were just all hanging out. I don't even remember most of it. It wasn't that memorable because it wasn't that crazy.
Oh, I thought because you blacked out.
No. And so I went to school the following Monday, and there was like a whole fucking town hall fucking meeting over my birthday party. And they said that there was drugs and alcohol at the birthday party and that we were like drinking and stuff. And I got in so much trouble, like in front of everybody. I got in trouble, and other people that were there, even though like most of them were there, some people that were there also got in trouble. And they like basically like paraded me as this like, oh, don't follow what this girl does because she's fucking crazy. And they like there was this one teacher that took me to like the office, and he was just telling me how I'm a disappointment and how could I do this and all this stuff. And I was really thinking in my brain, I was like, damn, I fucked up. Like I did something wrong. And I never told my parents that I got in trouble because they didn't even, which is crazy, right? Like if I really did something wrong, don't you think that they should have called my parents?
They should have, yeah.
They never called my parents to tell them anything. So they were just doing all of this shit like over here on the down low. Like this girl is a horrible fucking person, basically is what they made me feel like. And nobody was fucking drinking. Some kids probably were acting dumb, trying to like pretend like, oh, I'm gonna grab something, but my parents would not fucking allow that. Like what were we, like 10 or 11? I don't fucking know. many years later, like as an adult, I told my parents, I was like, yeah, one time I got in trouble because of this, and I never told y'all because I thought like maybe I did something wrong. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, my mom was mad. She was like, why wouldn't you tell me that? Like, I would have fucking went down there and told them some shit. And basically I was in trouble for like, I don't know if it was for like a month at school. Like, they just had me like in ISS, like in isolation, like I couldn't talk to people and stuff. And through this whole thing, I felt like kind of like a little, I don't know if that torture is the right word, but kind of like every day I feel like they would tell me something. Like, they'd be like, we're so disappointed in you. Even this one time, this teacher, because I mean, I was going to school, so I was like trying to have fun still. So I looked over at my friend and we like laughed or something at each other. And she took me out of class and she was like, you're not taking this seriously. And she was like, you are going to end up pregnant in high school, which I've said this before already in another podcast. Like, you're going to, yeah. She was like, you're going to end up pregnant in high school. But it was all because of this party that I was apparently going to end up pregnant and be fucking, I don't know what she thought I was going to be. But yeah, so guys, if you are a teacher, like, kids have like a at home thing and then like at a school thing, like if you want to get so involved in their life, that talk to the parents. Like, you don't have like this say over the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not their parents. Like, if you really want to get after them so bad because they're being this bad kid, well, don't you think that you need to reach out to the parents? Like, don't make kids feel shitty about themselves, because I really felt like shit. I was like, I am a horrible human being, apparently.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how they did not reach out to your parents, because it sounds like you were in big trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they fucked up. And then also you fucked up.
Yeah, but it's
because you didn't tell your parents.
I fucked up, but I also was scared of my parents.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, why didn't you tell your parents?
Well, I come from a very Latino household where we're supposed to like respect our elders, and we're supposed to like, so I was always kind of scared of my dad, even though, I mean, he did like hit me a few times, but not like crazy. He wouldn't beat me all the time. It was cuando estaba chiquilla, if we did something wrong or something. But I was scared of him. And so I thought, like, if I told them, that I was going to get in trouble with them too. It was just like this thing in my head that I was just like, I fucked up.
That's crazy. So how do you think we can prevent that with our kid?
If we have a kid? Oh, I don't know. I don't like to really think about or give advice on that because I'm not a parent. How could we prevent it?
Yeah, like, well, I'm asking you because you went through it.
I feel like open communication, which is hard, but
yeah, so basically,
I need to talk to my therapist about
how do we let our kid know, like, hey, let us know if you think your teacher's being unreasonable or something along those lines, or like, just tell us, like, if you get in trouble, then you might get in trouble, but like, it's fine, life goes on. Like,
yeah, but
it's not the end of the world.
How do you tell them that without something have happened, right? So before they go to school, just be like, if you feel uncomfortable or you don't agree with what your teacher is saying, tell us, like, speak up or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do, but obviously, will it actually sink in, and will they do it? I don't know.
Yeah. It's also, they have to be able to like trust you in a way. Like, trust that you're not going to get mad at them if they didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to advocate for them. Like, they have to be able to feel that in themselves, which comes from when they're chiquitos.
Yeah. So they have to feel like you got their back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it has to start since they're young, which is a big thing, which I didn't mention, but I had a consultation with a therapist, and I start therapy in, I think it's next weekend already. That's scary. So I had a consultation, and it was just like very basics, like, what are you looking for, blah blah blah. And so she is what I'm looking for from what I think so far, and she thinks that she can help me basically in what I'm looking for. So we set up an appointment for next Saturday, and I have an appointment with her. So I'm nervous about that, but the reason I bring it up is because of the whole kid situation, because this is like for me, it's like a prerequisite to like having a kid. I want to be able to be basically a better or the best mom or person I can be, if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm pretty good, but I feel like there's some little edges that I need to like clean up, and that's what I'm going to therapy for.
Yeah, I think you're trying to be the perfect mom.
Not perfect, because I know it's not going to be perfect, but better.
Yeah, I feel you. That's pretty exciting. I can't wait to see your journey.
Bruh, he says exciting, but I'm nervous about it. Like, really nervous. It's not exciting yet. Oh, so we're talking about my middle school trauma, so I want to talk about yours, because you have a trauma.
So tell me about that trauma.
I don't want to tell you.
What are you talking about?
Are
you talking about my trouble with the law in middle school?
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, baby. Tell them what they did to you. Those motherfuckers. Also, what grade were you in? So we could start there.
This was 6th grade.
Dang. Like
Fresh out of elementary.
Bro, we were both in 6th grade when we had traumas.
We were both criminals at 6th grade?
I was not. And you were not.
Definitely a criminal.
You were not.
From what you just described. Yeah, so 6th grade, normal day in middle school. Beautiful day, birds chirping, wind blowing, squirrels humping.
What the fuck?
It's from a movie.
Oh, okay.
Go to class. We have a substitute teacher. Whatever. Long story short, skip to the good part. This girl in front of me, she's like digging in her backpack, and some spray comes out of her backpack. I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was like hairspray or something that she accidentally pressed. And after a while, like not even that long, I started coughing uncontrollably. Like I feel like I couldn't breathe, like just coughing. So I went up to the sub and I was like, yo, can I get some water? And she's like, no, sit down. I was like, bitch, I'm dying. Like, that's so crazy. I should have just walked the fuck out, but no, she said no. So I sat back down, coughing my ass off. And then suddenly, like, everyone else just started coughing. Like, it just spread. And people just started coughing uncontrollably. Everybody hit the sub. And then she was like, all right, everybody out. And they evacuated us. And then we went somewhere, I don't remember. Just, I guess, like the fire alarm plan, whatever. We just followed that. Like, cops start showing up, ambulances, firefighters.
Damn.
Yeah, everybody just started showing up. And then they just evacuated the entire school. And we're like, damn, that's crazy. What the fuck? And then I was like, bro, like, to myself, it must have been that shit that homegirl sprayed. Obviously, it was just a suspicion. Like, I had no idea at the time that any spray could do that. Yeah.
You were in 6th grade.
Yeah, so cops started talking to our class one by one. And then, so, I was a pretty good kid. I was a pretty good law-abiding citizen. And a cop came up to me.
Until that day.
Cop came up to me. He was like, hey, like, what happened? So I was like, I told him what happened. I was like, bro, look, this girl in front of me was digging in her backpack. Spray came out. I started coughing, and that's it. And then he was like, all right. So then they go talk to the girl. They put the girl in cuffs, which is wild to me still because it's like 6th grade, like,
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, they're putting her in cuffs. That's crazy. And then they come back and they put me in cuffs. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, bruh. I was like, what's happening? I was like, I told you what happened. They're like, the girl told us that you took the pepper spray from her backpack and you were spraying it and you were running around class and you wouldn't stop spraying it. And I was like, bro, like, you can ask anybody from class. Like, I didn't do that. You can ask the sub. And then, like, I told the sub to tell them, and the sub said, no, I don't want to get involved.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Fuck you, lady. And then, like, my friends, they were like, oh, nah, like, I don't want to get involved. Nobody wanted to get involved. But I was like, I told the cop, I was like, ask anybody. And they're like, we did. We asked. All her friends said the same thing.
All her friends. Of course, they're all going to say the same shit.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, like, this is really happening.
And but that's crazy that they said the same thing. Like, they were, like, had her back. Like,
yeah.
Or did she tell them? Like,
I'm sure she did. Yeah.
Damn, I would not have.
Yeah, because they had time to corroborate.
Shit. Yeah. That's crazy. I would not have told someone to lie for me. I would have just been like, it was an accident.
Yeah. So I thought, like, it's just crazy. I was like, damn, I'm getting arrested. Like, that's never in a million years that I think this would happen. So I was getting arrested, and the cop, I don't know, he looked like he had a smirk on his face. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm so good at my job. And I was just thinking, like, this is the worst cop in the world.
Well, also, I mean, then you weren't, I don't know that you were thinking this, but now looking back at it, like, how dare you have a smirk because you're getting after a sixth grader? Like, oh, you're doing this big thing right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
like,
wild.
That makes you super, super fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
Arresting a fucking narco.
And then not even the right narco. It was the wrong narco.
That makes me so mad.
I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Fuck
like,
you, bitch.
Yeah, fuck you, Officer Reyes.
Oh, I was talking to the girl.
Oh, yeah, her too.
Dang, Officer Reyes, he remembers that shit.
I'm pretty sure that was his name.
Was he
He's probably old
SAPD?
as fuck now. Yeah. SAPD. SAPD Officer Reyes, 2000.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't
Damn.
know. My 6th grade.
11.
2002.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck you, sir.
Fuck you, Officer Reyes. You arrested the wrong man.
But you know what? It's all good. It worked out. It worked out in a way that...
How did it work out? You tell them what they did to you. They arrested you, and then what?
Well, they arrested me. I went and got fingerprinted. I got my mugshot. I was like this.
Shut up.
And then I went to juvie. Spent the night at juvie. That was crazy. Because I was in a cell block with old ass kids at the time. They were like 18-year-olds, 17, 18. I was
11 or 12.
These motherfuckers were huge at the time.
Insane.
Yeah, and they're like, damn little homie, what are you doing here?
Did they ask you that?
Yeah.
Oh, babe, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. It's not that emotional.
It is.
Oh, it was at the time. Now it's like, that's crazy. That's funny.
It's not funny.
I see it funny in a way, like, I went through it. It happened already. Who cares? Like, I'm not one to be anchored to some shit, even though it probably did affect me going on with life.
So we've talked about this before, but anywho, he spent the night in juvie, and then they got you out the following day?
Yeah, the very next morning. I had my court hearing, which the same night that I was arrested, my grandma and my dad, they showed up. Because I'm sure they were like, where the fuck is my kid? Yeah, so they showed up, and I was like, bruh, like, I was wearing the orange jumpsuit with they had the fucking Crocs there, bro. I swear they had Crocs first. They were orange fucking plastic shits. Yeah, they came through, and they weren't mad. They had my back. And they were like, what the fuck happened? Like, why are you here? Whatever, we're gonna get you out. And my hearing the next morning basically went like, judge asked my parents like what they had to say, and they basically just relayed what I told them. And then the judge asked me what I had to say, and I was like, well, I mean, they already said it, so no, I have nothing to say. My dad, I remember he was saying like it could have happened to anyone. Wrong place, wrong time. And the judge just dismissed it. I mean, gone, dismissed. And then I got out of juvie. And then
you went on with life?
After juvie, I had to go to an alternative school for 3 months.
So then it still continued.
Yeah, it still continued. Alternative school.
So he shouldn't even, he should not have been arrested at all. Like mugshot, nothing. And then he should not have been sent to juvie at all because it wasn't him. And then, like, okay, say they're like, okay, we fucked up, right? We shouldn't have sent him back to school. No, they sent him to alternative school for 3 months. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
Oh,
I had to.
If I was your mom, I would have been raising hell.
I had to take the bus to this alternative school, and I was riding around with at the time, at the very beginning, I thought, I was like, damn, these are all bad kids. It's funny because
you weren't a bad kid.
And I wasn't like exposed to people yet, like 5th grader. And then right after 5th grade, 6th grade, I get arrested and I'm at alternative school.
Mm-hmm.
You're still with other kids in your same grade though.
Pero cabrones.
Cabrones, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of or not really?
Yeah, kind of. A lot of them were chill. And then I remember my first day there.
They're like, "What gang are you?"
This dude was like, "Damn, dude, what you here for?" Some shit. It was like so stupid. Like it wasn't even worth talking about.
You didn't say anything?
No, just be like stupid shit. Because not a lot of people like to talk about it.
You're
so
like, I killed someone.
Murder. And then he was like, "I'm in here for possession, weed." And at the time,
it was crazy,
like,
right?
Yeah, I was like, "Damn, this dude doing drugs
in 6th grade."
Yeah,
guys,
that's
crazy.
what I thought. I was like, "That's wild, bro. Dare to say no."
Yeah, the red,
the red ribbon.
Yeah.
But no, they were all pretty chill.
They didn't try to like fight you or something.
No, like honestly, they were probably better students than all the other students at
your regular school.
Yeah, at the regular school, pretty normal.
So the school was nothing crazy.
No, it wasn't anything crazy.
Okay.
I mean, it had your normal, like there was fights here and there, but
was there normal. Girls and boys? Or was
yeah.
Okay.
Boys and girls, yeah. The only thing that was different about it was everyone's seats were like super spaced apart, and then you had this fucking like necklace with your ID on it, but the necklace was a certain color, and that certain color determined what benefits you had. So like I don't remember what the starting color was, but the starting color, you could not eat lunch with people by yourself. And then after a while, like you would just change it? Yeah. I think so long as you did not get in trouble, it would upgrade you.
What did you start with, or you don't remember?
No, I don't remember. Everyone starts with the same though.
Okay.
Yeah. And then had lunch with people, and then the 3 months kind of flew by. And I remember the principal lady. She was really cool. Like really cool.
Shout out to, what's her name?
Shout out, I don't know.
Okay.
Shout out to homegirl at Pickett Alternative School back in 2000.
Shout out to the principal.
2004, something like that. Anyway, yeah. She would always give speeches whenever like a lot of students were phasing out or going back to their school. And I remember the speech she gave during my phase out. She was like, a lot of students are going back to their schools. And, you know, she would say like, you're not bad kids.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
You're so funny.
I'm going to cry because that's so... Not because just you, but like to all the kids. Like, you're not bad. Like, having to reassure them. That's so sad.
Yeah, you're really going to cry.
Yeah.
That's so... I have to say it's funny because you have this weird effect on me. But yeah, so she would say like, you're not bad kids, and you know, take what you learned or whatever and just do better. And she would say a lot of these kids, I never heard of their name or knew their name or memorized their name. And that's because those kids wouldn't get in trouble. So like their name wouldn't register to her. She's like, I don't even know any of their names, and that just means, you know, you didn't get in trouble, and just take this as what it is, and, you know, not do better, more like just...
You're not bad and continue to be.
Yeah. Just
continue.
Don't let this affect you, whatever, yeah. So yeah, the speech was like to the students, about the students. She was really good. That's
a core memory then, that you remember that.
I do remember that, yeah. I don't remember every day of it.
No, but you remember the leaving and her saying that y'all aren't bad kids.
Yeah. And then first day back at my middle school, which West Side, how do you do West Side? West Side. West Side, I went to Cooper. At the time it was a school. I don't know what it is now. It was a middle school, but it was like heart of like fucking West Side. First day back, and all my friends, and I say friends because like you know, like none of them had my back. Yeah, so that's why I say friends.
Oh, so that's one thing that I wanted to touch on. So what did all your friends do when you got back?
Yeah, I mean, they all like dabbed me up. They were like, damn, Aaron, you're back, what's up, bro? All of them, like, it was dumb.
They're like,
it was first day back, and it was, you know, I'd get there during breakfast time, so I did, and they all saw me, and they all like just came, like kind of rushed me. They were like, you know, like dabbing me up. I was like, oh, you fake ass dudes.
Did you say anything to them?
Nah.
So
I feel like
did
their
you unfriend
colors
them?
were shown.
Did you unfriend them at that moment, or you just continue to like chill with them?
No, I mean, so that was my first day back, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all dabbed me out there. How was it? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Where were you? What happened? And then they put me on ISS for like a month or two.
After that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This continued. Yeah. So after 3 months in alternative, then they... Dude.
Yeah.
My story is nothing compared to this, you guys.
Yeah, because they...
So they put you in ISS.
They put me in ISS because they basically wanted to figure out what to do with me because they didn't want me there. So I think they were trying to figure out like how to get rid of me.
Oh my God.
So I was on ISS forever, bro. Like every single day at ISS all day for like a month or two, maybe 3. I think until one day I told my grandma, which I lived with my grandma. She raised me, by the way. And I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm just in ISS all the time. And I think they finally went up there because I finally told them.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought, I was like, oh, I'm in ISS for a bit and then I'll go back to regular class. Because at this point, like, it was like, fuck my life, fuck school. Like, you go to school, you're in the same fucking room, you can't talk to anybody for all day.
Yeah, ISS sucks.
Yeah, so finally my parents went up and they were like, dude, what's going on? And they basically told them, like, we don't want him here. And
oh my God.
So then after that, I got enrolled at Tafoya Middle School for 7th grade. And then, yeah, good riddance.
New life?
Hardly. I mean, it was just down the road.
Yeah, but at least.
But new people.
They didn't start with that bad taste in their mouth like fucking school.
Yeah. Which I eventually met up with all of them again in high school. Because that's the Tafoya and Cooper usually went to Lanier.
Oh, I was talking about like the teachers, how they had like a thing with you. Like they had made up their mind about you, the school already.
I think it was mainly the principals. Yeah.
It's probably because it was a whole, probably parents called in and they're like, this is the guy who did it, so now we have to get rid of him. But it's so fucked up because they got the wrong man.
Yeah.
Anywho, so then you met up with them back in high school, but obviously you hadn't talked to them since Tafoya, so that you didn't really talk to them again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I was really close with anybody that came from Cooper. Maybe a handful, 7th grade, 8th grade, Tafoya. It worked out, because it's just worked out the way it is. I don't know.
Yeah, but I still think that his story is really fucked up. Whenever he told me for the first time, I was like, no. And right now that he's telling me again, I'm like, bruh, like it just continued. Because he was like, he was just going to cut it at, he went to juvie. And I'm like, wait, what? And then he went to fucking alternative. And then after alternative, he went back to his school and they didn't even fucking want him there. And they put him in ISS for like 2 to 3 months. That's fucking insane. But I understand how you probably didn't tell your grandma or your dad. And it wasn't because you were like scared to tell them, but you thought you're like, oh, this is normal. Like I'm going to eventually go back to normal.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a week or 2.
Yeah. And then it just continued. That is fucked up. Does that school still exist, Cooper?
The building is still there. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the principals' names?
No. I remember their faces. It was this fucking nasty bald dude, bro. You should have just saved your head.
Oh, he had like that.
Yeah, he had that shit with the side hair. You should have just saved, bro.
Well, if you were a principal at Cooper back in the day and
fuck you
fucking wronged my man, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Well, I mean, you're still good. It's not like they deterred you from anything, but still, that was fucked up. Like, if you're really like punishing kids or whatever, like really fucking look into shit. Don't just assume shit. And when a kid is telling you that he didn't do it, like believe it. And also, how did they just take you from the school straight to fucking juvie without talking to your parents first, without getting your parents involved? That is insane to me. Like, you were just missing and your parents were like, where's my fucking kid?
Yeah,
that is crazy to me.
I mean, I don't know how it worked. I don't know if the school called them.
Yeah, but how is that okay?
Yeah.
If somebody fucking did that to my, oh my God, I would fucking be like, how fucking dare you? Like, you could have called me and I would have been there in a second. Like, it was down the street. They could have been there to been like, what's going on? And no, you can't take him or something.
Yeah. Well, you would have. But, you know, parents, everyone worked. So everyone was out till 5.
It was in the morning?
Yeah, this happened early.
Early?
Yeah, it was like 10, 11 a.m.
Yeah, but you don't know if they would have reached them. They probably would have been there. I feel like your grandma would have been there.
If she had her phone on her, if that was allowed, you know, because we had to work. This was working people.
That's true. I didn't think about that. But yeah.
But also, like, is it the principal's fault? They don't know. All they know is just terrorist kid
that's what they thought,
school.
Right?
Yeah, like so it's not their fault. I mean, it's more like how it was handled and, you know, the people. So I think that's kind of what led me to be, like, I preferred to be alone.
I mean, you have friends.
Trust people. Like, I didn't care to give that trust or to give it effort.
Yeah, don't get us wrong. He has friends, but it takes like a lot for him to like be able to trust someone. So if he calls you your friend, you're very lucky. You can count him in your hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was. I mean, his own fucking little homeboys were like, yeah, like we know nothing. They could have easily had his back, and they didn't have his back.
I mean, I think they were choosing. It was like have her back or my back.
Why would they have her back? You were their homeboy.
I see it.
Was she hot or what? In
6th grade.
Was she popular or something? I mean, it was like the first day, no? Or some shit? It was early on in 6th grade?
It was not the first day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Fuck that little girl. Well, I mean, she's not little no more. She's our age. Fuck you. For not stepping up and having the balls to just say it was a freaking accident. Like, yeah, like it's not like she tried to spray it on purpose.
Just say it was an accident.
Yeah, and I think they would have been like, okay. And she probably had that pepper spray because her parents would send her with it because they were like probably part of her safety. So it wasn't like
because it was West Side. Even back then, I don't even think it was bad.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think it was that bad back then.
But yeah, so I have a small ass circle, and even like high school was so hard for me to finish, so hard. But that's like more in depth, I guess. I don't know. We can move on or something.
Yeah, we can move on. So yeah, isn't that crazy? You guys comment down below if you have any like crazy middle school stories where teachers, principals thought that they were like fucking Jesus Christ or something. Like they thought they were like way better than you and they couldn't. I don't know. I feel like they have like some teachers and not all of them because there's some really good teachers and really good principals out there. But some, just because they're like an adult, they expect you to respect them, but they don't respect you. Like I feel like you should still respect the kids. Like they are human beings. Don't treat them like they're fucking idiots. Mm-hmm. Shout out to all the good teachers and principals out there, and fuck you to all the horrible ones.
I know. Look at you. Still not pregnant.
I'm still not pregnant thanks to you, Mrs.
Bitch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say your name, girl.
And me, my terrorist ass. I fucking graduated bachelor's in electrical engineering with honors.
Dude, what was it? Magna cum laude?
Was it cum laude or magna? One of those.
It was like the middle one, no? It wasn't the lowest. It was the middle one and then the highest. I think you were the middle.
I think it was the middle one.
Yeah. He graduated. He put in work on that degree, you guys. From the West Side, my baby boy, to electrical engineer. He's not using that degree, but he has it.
That's right. Because I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this.
But he's doing something just as good, if not better. I don't even know. It's good, right?
I would say better.
Better.
In my opinion, yeah. I'm still using a lot of the shit I learned, just applied differently. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is too much.
I'm leaving. So that is it for today's podcast. I feel like a lot of kids out there have some sort of trauma with school because There's not always going to be the greatest teachers out there or greatest principals. I don't know. So if you have a story of your time in school, either with something bad that happened or with teachers or principals, or maybe there's fucking horrible kids, comment down below. Tell us. We want to know that we're not alone in our traumas. Even though your trauma is freaking crazy, bruh. I feel like I would have not ended up where you were. Where
It's
you
not
are.
that crazy. I think that's where I learned like shit happens.
Yeah.
Honestly, like shit just happens.
Yeah, but that's so sad. Imagine, okay, so you're a kid, right? And that happened to you as a kid. Now imagine something like that happened to an adult. Shit just happens. It's crazy.
It's much worse.
Yeah, because now you're in actual fucking jail and shit. So if you think about it that way, it's fucking crazy. Okay, you guys, we will see y'all on the next one.
We will see you on the next one. Comment down below F in the chat for that story, and
F,
like, subscribe.
Like the letter F?
Yeah, F in the chat. It's like a gaming thing.
Oh, nobody that watches knows that stuff.
F in the chat. Everyone just types F, like, fuck, like that sucks.
But
F.
just the letter F.
Yeah.
Okay. Type F in the chat. We will see y'all on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.